everyone, so in this video I'm going to talk about my perfume collection. Now I mentioned doing this a few videos back and I got quite a good response saying please do it. So I laid out all my perfumes to talk to you about. I'm not actually going to show you on my dressing table because quite frankly my dressing table is a huge mess and kind of embarrassing. So I'm just going to kind of hold them up and talk about them, but I realised that I have 10. Now I thought this was a great opportunity to be able to do a top 10. Obviously this is not my top 10 perfumes of all time because I don't own all of my favourite perfumes. There's a lot of perfumes that I've had in the past that I love or that I have my eye on but I haven't bought yet because obviously perfume is quite expensive. So this is just going to be the top 10 of my perfumes, and yeah, I thought I'd rank them so that I have like a favourite one and then all the way down to the bottom. So I also did go to the effort of getting a little description of each one and printing them off to tell you about, because I always find it quite funny the way perfumes are described by the brand, like if they have a little blurb on the back of the box or when they're trying to sell them, how they describe how they'll make you smell or whatever. Like, I just find it quite funny, so I thought I would read them out and as I go along and tell you if I think that that's kind of true to form. Are they going to make you irresistible, you know what I mean? So the first one, or the 10th one, my least favourite, but still a favourite because I still like it, is Britney Spears' Hidden Fantasy. Now this is really sweet, and I would describe it as an evening, a summer evening fragrance, because it's very sweet, very young, but still quite rich and quite strong, so I think it's an evening fragrance personally. And the blurb about this says, opens with the forbidden richness of black cherries fused with framboise and exotic plum. In the middle notes, the seductive night-blooming orchid and mischievous freesia flirts with enticing velvet iris. Finally, in the base, unforgettable, magnetic, sensuous musk, amber and vanilla leave a warm and sexy trail of intrigue. That's what I mean with the kind of over-the-top description. But I wouldn't say it's that sexy. I would say it's very unsubtle, kind of in-your-face sweet. I like the smell of it, but it's not an interesting fragrance. It's very like, bam, that's how it smells. It's sweet and kind of juicy smelling. Quite like it. I do like that. Number 9 is Matthew Williamson's Eau de Parfum. Now this is just the original version. He did also bring out the sheer. I think there's is it jasmine, sambac, incense? I think there's a few kind of sidelines of this, and I think it's been discontinued because you can't buy it anywhere new now, but you can get it in tons of places online, from like the perfume shop, from Beauty Base, and it's discounted. So I think they must have discontinued it but made too much, so they're still selling it off like 2 years later. But I really like this. It's quite a strong, quite a distinctive smell. I thought this had gone off as well because it was yellow, but I went online and checked in pictures and I think it's meant to be yellow, so yeah, I think it kind of looks a bit like it's gone off, but no, I think it's yellow. And this is my 3rd bottle as well, although I think I do prefer the sheer version. It's quite kind of exotic smelling and quite rich. This is definitely another one of my summer evening fragrances, and it does cross over into winter sometimes. I do wear this occasionally, but mainly I use this up in summer. Yeah, so how they describe this one: inspired by clean white sands, crystal blue lagoons and tropical blooms, Matthew Williamson Eau de Parfum combines bergamot, lime and warm... I can't even read today. Sorry, I'm going to start that sentence again. Matthew Williamson... Matthew Williamson Eau de Parfum combines bergamot, lime and warm sand accords with beautiful floral notes of jasmine, sambac, ylang ylang, rose and heliotrope, I don't know what that is, and a warm sunny base of sandalwood, patchouli and musk. So I don't think that's particularly bigging itself up in a way that some perfumes would, saying that they're going to make you, what did that last one say? A sexy trail of intrigue. Yeah. It is very exotic, like I said. Very kind of rich, exotic, slightly unusual. It's quite distinct as well, so I really like that, and I think that will be in my perfume collection for a long time because it's a huge bottle for a start, but I would repurchase this again and again, and I have in the past, so I like that. My next one is quite a popular fragrance, and it is Marc Jacobs Lola, which the bottle is amazing if you haven't seen this before. This is the limited edition furry one. That sounds a bit weird. It's the velvet top one. Normally they're plastic, and I think it looks so much nicer with the velvet flower. I love this fragrance in the bottle, and something about it when it hits my skin makes it smell funny. I don't know much about kind of fragrance chemistry and things like that, but as far as I'm aware, if you have certain levels of kind of acidity in your skin, certain perfumes don't work that well for you. So this one definitely doesn't mix with my skin, so whenever I wear this I try and spray it on my clothes so that the fragrance actually doesn't kind of change on my skin and smell funny. But I absolutely love this, and this is kind of similar. I'm going to come back to this one and explain why. It's kind of similar to my actually all-time favourite fragrance, which I didn't notice before I laid all these out and actually put them in order, but it does actually smell fairly similar. So I like this. It's kind of one of those in-between fragrances between being young and fresh and kind of a fun, fruity kind of fragrance and being grown up. So if you like sweet fragrances like me and you want to be a little bit more mature, this might be one that you might choose, because it's not grown up essentially, but it's not too kiddie. Okay, and this is how they describe this. Lola opens with fruity top notes of delectable bright pink peppercorn, seductive pear d'anjou and succulent ruby red grapefruit. The ultra feminine heart is highlighted by the lavish fuchsia peony and soft touches of rose and geranium, while the base lingers on the skin, exuding a warm and seductive aura with enveloping notes of smooth vanilla, tonka bean and creamy musk. So it sounds nice. They describe it well, I think. And it definitely does have that, once it settles on your skin, it definitely has that kind of quite smooth, creamy type smell. It's not too harsh, it's very smooth. Can be slightly sickly, I find, because it's really quite floral. If I spray it kind of too near my face, you know, if you can smell it all the time, I think it gets a bit sickly, whereas if you spray it kind of on your body and you smell it kind of occasionally as you're moving around, I think then it's really, really nice. All the time, I don't think I could deal with it, like on my neck, I can't. It's too much for me, if you know what I mean. So I do love that one. I love the bottle as well. The next one is actually a real surprise. I honestly thought that I was going to hate it because I don't like the bottle. I don't particularly go for celebrity fragrances. Having said that, I did just include a Britney Spears perfume, but this one is Beyonce's Heat. Now, the bottle I just think is so tacky. It kind of reminds me of one of those chimenea furnace things that you have outside at barbecues. I don't know about you, I'm not impressed with the bottle, and I didn't think I would like it because I thought from the ads, which kind of see Beyonce, I love Beyonce by the way, this is not like a dig at Beyonce saying I didn't think I would like her fragrance, she's very kind of seductive, semi kind of in a very revealing dress, very sweaty and singing Fever, and I thought it was going to be very strong, very kind of musky, sexy kind of scent, but actually it's really, really fruity and really nice and very, very wearable. The only thing I would say that I don't like about this fragrance is that it's an eau de parfum, but it doesn't last for very long, which surprises me because, you know, I've forgotten how much I like this. I really, really love this, and it just doesn't last. That's the one thing, the one downside to it, so you have to kind of keep on spraying it. But I don't mind because it smells so good. And they describe this one as, the fragrance opens with a radiant floral bouquet of magnolia neroli and red vanilla orchid, balanced with a kiss of luscious blush peach, which is probably why I like it with the peach. At its heart, almond macaroon, sweet honeysuckle nectar and creme de musk combine to create an exquisitely sensual experience. Finally, warm and sexy notes of giant sequoia, milkwood, tonka bean and amber linger to seduce the senses. I'd say that's a pretty good description. I don't know, I can definitely smell the peach. I can definitely smell it, and I think that's probably why I like it. It just smells, I love this. If you haven't smelled this, go and smell it, it's really good. The next one is pretty much my only proper fragrance in my fragrance collection, and it is from Miller Harris, who I absolutely adore, mainly for their scented candles. Now, Miller Harris is like one of those proper perfume companies. I love them not because they smell particularly instantly, bam, you want that, but because they are so delicate and they develop, and I think that's partly what I mean by a proper perfume, because a lot of the mass market perfumes today, they smell how you spray them on your body and they smell like that the whole time you wear them. The Miller Harris one I have, and I was actually given this very recently, so I haven't hardly used any of it, is the Geranium Bourbon. And this is it smells very, very floral and quite powdery, like slightly talcum powdery in the bottle. But when you spray it, it kind of, after like half an hour, it develops into something totally different and slightly more fresh and slightly younger. When you smell it in the bottle, you might think that it's kind of an old fragrance because it does smell kind of like talcum powder. But when you actually smell it, and it develops into something really, really lovely, and that's what I love. They kind of work with your skin and just, I don't know, something about them, and they last for a long time. Having said that, this isn't actually my favourite Miller Harris fragrance. My favourite one, I don't actually have, but I have the candle of it, is L'air de Rien, and that just smells incredible. If you ever get the chance to go and smell that, you have to smell that one because it's incredible. So what they say about this, it says, a complex blend, deep and rosy, a combination of cassis berries, lemon geranium and Turkish rose, the scents of an English garden after the rain. And I think that sums it up perfectly, to be honest. So Miller Harris, I love that. Definitely my grown-up fragrance because all the others are very sweet. So apart from one, I do have one other one. The next one I've had for about 3 years and it's really on its last legs. I don't know if you can see how much is left in there. Tiny, tiny bit, probably like 10 sprays left. Is Escada's Ocean Lounge. Super sweet. To me it smells kind of like passion fruit. You know, like a tropical juice drink. Yeah. Just smells really good, lasts about 2 seconds, but I still love it. In the summer, this is the perfect fragrance if you're on holiday to put it in your beach bag, and it just smells amazing. And I don't actually have a description of this, I just have the notes. So top notes, lychee plum, pear nectar accord and strawberry meringue accord. Middle notes, petal sorbet aromas, mimose, blossom and jasmine. Base notes, amber, sheer vanilla and teakwood. So very, very fruity, very sweet. Really, really nice. Perfect summer fragrance. Love that one. The next one is from Chloe, and I actually don't like any of the other Chloe fragrances in the line, I don't think. Sometimes I find that I think I don't like something and I'll go back to it and I actually will like it, so I can't really speak too soon, but in the past I haven't been overly impressed by Chloe fragrances. But this one has to be, the bottle has to be my definite favourite. This is Love Chloe, and it has like a, like you have on jewellery, like a security chain. Just absolutely love it. I think it's a classic bottle, really, really like it. In terms of how this smells, it's very, very powdery, but in a different way to the Miller Harris one that I was just talking about. It's not like talc, it just smells kind of powdery and slightly peppery as well. Kind of ever so slightly spicy, but still delicate. This is my other kind of grown-up fragrance, and I do love this. I've used up quite a lot of this actually. I got this in the summer. And I love this, very kind of, I use this as an evening fragrance because I absolutely love it, but you could wear it in the day. And I love the advert as well. If you guys have seen this, it's very 70s, very cool, as all Chloe adverts are. They describe this as a fine powdery scent, light and sensual with a flowery wake, iridescent and musky with talc and rice. So, like I said, the talc and, it doesn't say pepper, I'm sure this had pepper in it. Yeah, so I would think that's a good description. It's very kind of fine, but still slightly distinct. So I like that. The next one is, I think this is the best-selling fragrance of last year. I'm not 100% sure, but basically this has been massive, and it's Paco Rabanne's Lady Million, which comes in this big diamond, gaudy bottle. This is my sexiest perfume, I would say. It smells, it's still very sweet, but it's kind of a sexy, kind of seductive fragrance at the same time. I don't know what I'm doing there with the whole shoulder thing. I've only got the notes for this one again. So heart notes are neroli, orange flower, Arabian jasmine. Top notes, bitter orange and fleshy raspberry. Base notes, honey and vibrant patchouli. So again, a good kind of combination of floral and fruity, but quite sexy, and I like that a lot. I actually have the small version with the lid. If you get the bigger ones, you push down in the middle and they squirt out the front. Which I think is better, but these are obviously smaller, so more convenient for your handbag. Okay, so my number 2 top fragrance is my most recent purchase, and it's Vivienne Westwood's Let It Rock, which was in a recent haul, and this is my second bottle. This is a very strong fragrance. It's very distinct. They describe it as oriental, which opens with top notes of bergamot and freesia, which lead to a jasmine heart and dry down to a base of amber and patchouli. So I'm seeing a trend in the perfumes that I pick out. There's a lot of bergamot, freesia, patchouli, amber, like basically all of the notes in this there's a lot of in the majority of the fragrances that I pick out. This is somewhat stronger though. Something about it smells kind of smoky, and not like actual smoke, but something about it smells a lot kind of heavier and smokier than other fragrances that I use, and I love this. Absolutely love it, and I love the bottle too. I think it's really cute. And then the last one, my all-time favourite fragrance, which annoyingly is actually limited edition and they're not selling it at the moment, but I was talking to a lady on the counter the other day and she said that, hint hint, they may be bringing this into their regular line this summer. So good news for anybody that likes Jo Malone Dark Amber and Ginger Lily cologne like I do. This is my ultimate favourite perfume, and I can't believe I only bought a tiny bottle. It's just, oh, it's just so good. It's just that good. Oh, I love it. And again, amber, to me, something about this smells like sun cream. And like I was saying earlier, something about it smells similar to Lola. I don't know what it is, but whatever is slightly sickly, like I said about Lola, if you can smell it all the time, I start to feel a little bit sick. Whatever it is in there, this doesn't have it. And Lola doesn't smell like sun cream at all, whereas this has got that slightly sun creamy type smell. This is just my ultimate favourite perfume. I absolutely love it. I'm nearly out and it makes me sad, so I've kind of stopped using it and started just smelling it. But if they do bring it into the full line this summer, I will definitely be going out and getting the biggest size that they do, because this is my ultimate favourite perfume. And it's described as an oriental woody fragrance with black cardamom, ginger and pink pepper in the top notes. The middle notes are jasmine, orchid, water lily and rose, while the base notes encompass leather, sandalwood, kyara incense, patchouli and black amber. So I think maybe what makes this interesting to me, and slightly the sun cream aspect, I don't know whether that could be the leather. I don't know. Something about it, because I love the smell of leather as well, maybe that's linked, I don't know. Something about this fragrance, I'm totally in love with it. It's my ultimate favourite fragrance. So that is it for my fragrance collection. I've been filming this video for 20 minutes, so I'm hoping it's not going to be massively long. There are actually a lot of fragrances that I do like, potentially more than some of the fragrances that I own that aren't in my collection. The number one is like next on my wish list is definitely the Miller Harris L'air de Rien fragrance, because that is an incredible fragrance. It smells like nothing else I've ever smelled. So that is one that I absolutely love that I don't own. There's also Chanel's Chance, Chanel Coco Mademoiselle. I'm trying to think, rack my brains. Pretty much all of the Escada perfumes I absolutely love. I do actually also quite like DKNY Delicious. I've never owned that. It's one of those things that I like it, but I've never owned it enough to buy it. I know a lot of people like that one. Yeah, so many fragrances. If I think of any more, I'll put them in the description box, because there are so many that I kind of have my... Oh, Juicy Couture, Viva La Juicy as well. I absolutely adore that fragrance, but I don't have it. So there are a lot that I like that I don't have as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I hope it's not 10 hours long and you all got bored. And if you're thinking about buying a perfume, then I hope this kind of helped you out. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye!